Hey everybody, this is CPR43 with a brand new update for you guys. So this is the second update of 2016. Fantastic. And regarding myself, I actually have my 18th birthday coming up within the next few days. So that is also a fantastic day coming up. So I'm really excited about that. I've already celebrated my birthday because we had family down the last weekend. So I've kind of got all my gifts and so on. Maybe I'll explain gifts in a later update because I want to fly through this one. Due to limited space on my iPod right now, which I record my updates with, I'm gonna make this really short, at least try to. So I'm gonna really try and get this, really fly through it, and just hope that I have enough space. Anyways, let's get started. I've got the GP38-2 here. I've done a little bit of detailing to it with those Canon and company details that I showed you in the last update. A little something here before I get started. I'm not sure how many of you noticed me I called the radiator screens radiator fans, and I've done that a few times where I've misnamed something, which of course I already knew what it was. I just didn't say it properly because I guess when I'm not thinking and speaking at the same time, I tend to not English correctly. So yeah, that's kind of the little story behind that. So I know I do this a lot. I call things wrong or a little bit off, and that's what happens. That's just me not thinking and speaking at the same time. Anyways, let's get started. So these details right here are what I've changed. This is the inertial filter hatch right over here. I'm actually going to zoom in so you guys can see that a little bit better. And this might be a little bit more grainy maybe. Try and get this a little bit closer so you guys can see. Inertial air filter hatch, and then we've got the little access panel for the air filter box, and then we have the radiator screens, of course. So those are the details that I changed up. The inertial air filter hatch was the toughest one to do. I'll show you guys the piece that was originally the air filter hatch right there. So here it is. So the plastic's so thick I ended up drilling it out. That's just kind of typical for the Bachmann, I guess, but oh well. Once I drilled it out, I sanded everything smooth, and then I got this piece ready to go. All these pieces, they were painted before application, and once they were applied, I did any weathering that I needed to do. So it was black wash on the little vent on the hatch, and then the radiator screens. So those were taken care of. Once the weathering was finished up, I went and dull coated the model, and it looks great. So I'm happy with that. I do like this piece. It's prototypical. It's got a little bit of float to it, so I really like that. The access panel, while it's not exactly prototypical, it works. So that is pretty awesome. The little prototypical problem, just a little bit, is the fact that this is completely flat and not. I'm not sure how you describe the prototypical version. It's like a very flat pyramid, I guess. You'd have to look at photos to kind of get what I'm talking about. But this is really nice. It's very nicely detailed. It's got much more detail than the little piece of paper that I had on before. And then we have the radiator screens, not radiator fans, so I'm getting that right today. And yeah, got those done. Surface mount, so they mount onto the flat surface, and they look amazing. They're perfect. I just love how they changed the look of the whole model, so I'm very happy with those, and they work very nicely. So that is that for that. And the other details that I have to add on are the anti-climber. You can kind of see a little bit off screen over here. And then we have the vertical steps. I do have the steps. A little bit of a backstory here, which throws a monkey wrench into what I was hoping would work, is that these steps are too short. Why? Because they're custom finishing ones, first of all, but of course that doesn't really mean anything. They're vertical GP38 steps made by Custom Finishing, not miniatures by Eric. However, these steps were designed in the 80s for Athearn wide-body GP38s, which had shorter steps. So these right now, in technicality, they're actually for SW models. So I kind of slapped myself in the face after that and just realized, oh well. I figure I might be able to cut the bottoms off and extend them using styrene, but I haven't gotten that far yet. We'll see how everything goes. If all else fails, just go with the miniatures by Eric pieces, because that's the preferred choice for Canadian modelers. I just saw these on Walters and said, you know what, they're available, I'm going to get them. And then bad things happened. So that's that for the GP38. More still to come on that, but in the meantime, we'll move on to the GP9. So swap locomotives here and show you guys what I've got going on here. So I got plano louvers in with the steps, and I'll show you guys where I put them on. So the louvers are on the battery box door here below the conductor's window. 4 switcher louvers. And another thing that I realized that what was wrong in this order is that I got the switcher louvers. So it's these plano switcher louvers right here. There's 15 of 3 styles. And I thought I was getting the hood louvers that are for the most models that use the louvers. And then I realized, no, they're the switcher louvers. So again, I kind of shook my head, and but I decided, you know what, the GP9 still can use them. So I figured I might as well use them, and then I'd keep the rest for later on. Got those on, and then I put the decal on, and then I just have to dull coat. So yeah, the plano louvers, they're amazing, by the way. I just love how flat they are. Now you can get better decals, but louvers, but I'll explain that in a later update. I have done the, this is a little bit of an overlooked, or I guess missed detail, are these electrical cables that go from the belt pack antennas to the, I guess the interior of the model. And essentially what I did is I just used the music wire same music wire that I used for the handrails, and just kind of bent them a little bit, and they look pretty good. They go beneath the platforms just a little bit, and I painted them red, and they just kind of stop right behind the edges of the number board. So they look pretty good. I'm happy with them. It's a little bit of a detail it's kind of missed, but it's just looking at photos. I have a whole bunch of GP9u photos that I looked and saw that those were on the belt pack models, so I figured, that'd be something fun to do, and I went ahead and did it. Red paint, simple, and it looks fantastic, so I'm happy with that. So other than those details, everything is pretty much said and done. I know I'm missing some things, unfortunately, but I'll maybe get those in the next update. I just want to finish this right now. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the update, and I will get another video up as soon as possible. Hopefully it'll be those videos that I got from the club, and get those edited as soon as possible. So until then, guys, this is CPR43, and good luck.